Oh baby, hey fans, we're back at it again. This time not with a player, but with the athletic director, Tom Bowen from the University of Memphis. Welcome to the AAC Media Day, and thank you for your time today. How's your day going?
I'm doing well, Mike. Doing very, very well. You know, busy time as the August 1st deadline begins and football now officially starts, and so it's an exciting time for us at University of Memphis and our new coach, Coach Mike Norvell.
Yeah, we met the coach today. He got up there on the podium, did a great job, and he's your hire. Why don't you tell us a little bit about him?
Well, so Mike Norvell has been an outstanding young football coach and has been with Todd Graham's staff for about the last 9 years. Most recently, the offensive coordinator at Arizona State. When Justin Fuente was hired at Virginia Tech, I went about the process of finding the right guy. It was the right fit for our university. Mike Norvell runs the exact same offense that Justin Fuente ran. We had a great 2-year run of 9-win seasons back-to-back, 2 bowl appearances, and a lot of returning starters, and I needed to find the right kind of guy to continue that momentum, and Mike's done that, and it's been a great hire for us.
Yeah, it's been a great run for you at Memphis. A Northern California guy.
Yes, sir.
A lot of great football out there, but you know, when you saw this opportunity to join Memphis, University of Memphis, is it something that you jumped on right away, or do you needed to think about it and make a decision?
Well, I was recruited through a gentleman by the name of Bob Bodine, who did a national search for the University of Memphis with a guy named Alan Graff, who's the number 2 guy at FedEx, Brad Martin, Willie Gregory from Nike, and Ali Prescott, and at that time the president. And I interviewed in Dallas with these 5 people. These 4 gentlemen were amazing human beings and talked a lot about what Memphis could become. I was curious because I knew a lot about Memphis, and I knew that they had a football program that had an opportunity to have some new leadership in it, and I wanted to be a part of that. I've been fixing football programs for a long time, and so at San Jose State we'd had a great run with Dick Tomey when I'd hired Dick, and then we hired Mike McIntyre, and we were in that process, and it seemed like the right move at the right time. And at that time we were going to the Big East. At that time Memphis had been selected to join the Big East, and so when I started in April of 2012. There was a lot of excitement around the Big East, and of course, we all know the Big East then changed, and now it's become the American.
Which was a basketball conference, really, the Big East. That's what we thought about, not football.
Right.
So I think the move actually was good that they got out of the Big East. Because when I think Big East, I used to think Syracuse, St. John's, and basketball. But now I think AAC conference. I don't think basketball. I think football.
Well, and I think football is become very, very, very good in this conference. If you look at last year's 2015 campaign between Temple, Houston, ourselves, South Florida, UConn, everybody had a great run in non-conference wins and in conference competition, and every game this year is going to be a dogfight. I mean, there's no question that the parity and the programs themselves have all risen simultaneously together, and it's going to be a very exciting year in football.
And you know, as a fan as well, and that's what makes it exciting as a fan. Like week in and week out, you don't know who's going to win in this conference. So even at 4-4, you may still be in it this year because people will be knocking each other off. But tell us a little bit about the Memphis program now. Now that your quarterback, who has led you to 2 great seasons, has moved on to Denver. What are your plans now, and how does your coach go about finding that next successful quarterback to lead you?
Well, we have a redshirt freshman who'll get a chance named Brady Davis, along with Riley Ferguson, who's the junior college transfer from Coffeyville, who had started his career as a freshman at University of Tennessee. Both these young men, plus our returning Jason Stewart, we have 3 really, really good quarterbacks. We have a whole cadre of great receivers. Miller being probably Anthony Miller being probably our one standout guy, Sam Kraft and Mayhew and all these kids. So we have all these starters that we have about 7 to 8 returning starters on offense and about 7 returning starters on defense, and a lot of guys that played a lot. So, and our All-American kicker and a great punter. And so, I mean, I think we're going to play very consistent, very competitive, and be very hard to try to defeat. And I think we'll have another good year. Memphis is now on the rise as far as kids coming to play for us and be a part of what's going on.
What about the community in Memphis?
The community is really, really excited. So last year we led the country in attendance turnaround. At Ole Miss we had 61,000 in the stadium for the first time in a long time, which was a sellout. We had 50,000 for the Cincinnati game, 55,000 in attendance for Navy.
Huge numbers.
Huge numbers for Memphis. When I got there, the average was less than 15,000, in 2012. So there's been this real resurgence of what's going on, and we've gotten the city behind us and the administration of the university. We have a great president, Dr. David Rudd, and so things are going really, really well, really well.
Well, I mean, it takes great people to get things going in the right direction. You mentioned San Jose; they turned it around. Their program has built up a little. Now you come into Memphis. You're here at Memphis, 9-win seasons. I mean, I think you're a pretty magical athletic director. Where does this talent? Seriously, no. You're talking like San Jose State. They were down. They were down.
They were down.
They were down.
I hired great football coaches. I hired Dick Tomey, and now
Memphis too.
And then we hired Mike Katara, who's now the coach at Colorado. He had a great run. So, yeah, I think it's about I've been around the sport of football my whole life, and believe that this is the right kind of dynamic. I was a head high school football coach in Colorado, and then I was at De La Salle High School in Concord. I was the athletic director there 9 years.
The legendary De La Salle.
Yeah, the legendary.
Were you there when they filmed the movie?
Well, I wasn't there then. By that time I'd gone to Cal, but I was there those years. We were there. I was there 9 of those years. So we lost one football game in 9 years that I was there.
Amazing.
It was amazing.
I followed the program through USA Today back in the day when that was the only way you can follow high school football.
Yeah.
Now you put on ESPNU every Friday night. There's double and triple headers,
Yeah.
As an athletic director, do you guys recruit from watching games on TV just casually, as if you were, at the game, you follow it strongly?
Technology. So our coaching staff, technology now in recruiting potential collegiate student athletes has changed, because kids now have the ability to design their own content, design their own highlight film. We work with Exos that has these tremendous softwares now that you can use to download film. We have access to some of that. A lot of it, though, in my opinion, has been the face-to-face, developed friendship, trust, the ability to get into communities and get to meet the head coaches of high schools, and then to meet the families. We did 8 satellite camps this spring that were very effective, and I think you'll see more of that continue. I think you'll see families wanting to find the right fit for their son and the right family fit, the right core values. My graduation rate in Memphis is 91%. Our student athletes carry a 3.0 average. We've had 12 semesters above a 3.0. My football team leads the way in community service, and so we do the things that we believe is the student athlete dynamic, because at the end of the day, that's how you're going to be. We're creating a culture. We're creating a culture of champions, and that's what's happening.
And you know what? Whether you're recruiting from the inner city, the suburbs, once you get on campus at Memphis, everybody's the same person. You're all part of a family, and you're all living in the community and being together. How does that affect the players on the field? Because some of these recruiting battles are very hard, and some of the neighborhoods and areas you need to go into, are not the most friendly, confined. But when they come to Memphis, what makes them a different person?
Well, the environment is the accountability, the standards that we create, that my head coaches create, the transparency and what our expectations are. Young people are yearning to have success. And any athlete, whether you're a football player or a swimmer or a cross-country runner or a basketball player, at this level, this is the highest level of amateur athletics in the United States. And so the dynamic now is to allow you the opportunity to come in and succeed. So the environment requires that you become intrinsically focused on something greater than yourself, and the ability to understand that you are the most unimportant person by yourself, and that this is a community, this is a culture, this is a team. And there are some individuals that can't do that, and we don't keep them. We let them go another way. And then the majority of the people then converge on a focus, and a single focus is to, graduate. And then when we wear our colors, play like hell, and win the day. And I think collectively what's happened, once that starts happening at a place where that didn't happen a lot, it becomes contagious. And as everybody's always said, that's really what drives champions, is the ability to continually show up and win the day.
One final question, I'll let you go.
Sure.
And once again, thank you for your time.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Do you
Pleasure
have
meeting you.
My pleasure. Do you have one game circled off on your schedule for this season?
As a key game? Well, the rematch against Ole Miss down in Oxford is going to be an historic game, because last year's game was such an amazing game, and so they're ready for the rematch. We want to play the game, and it's going to be in their stadium this time. And I'm hopeful that we go down there and play a heck of a game and come out victorious again.
Do you happen? Do you walk the parking lot in the mornings before you head into the stadiums, whether you're on the road or at home, and say, "Wow, just look at this place full of college football fans at 8, 9 a.m. Barbecues going." What is it like when you arrive at a stadium with the college atmosphere? You know, the NFL atmosphere. There's always the tailgate, but there's always the business end of it. But not in college. You pull in the parking lot, they're cooking and they're having a blast. The smell of food is going, and then you get into the stadium and it's like, wow, we're going to have 80,000 people in our stadium today. What is that feeling like for you as an athletic director?
Well, for me personally, it's exhilarating anytime we get a crowd in any contest. But football is a pageantry. It's a campaign. A basketball game's a contest. So a basketball game starts and stops. It takes about 90 minutes to 2 hours to play. But a football game is a campaign. And people come for the campaign element, which means when the sun rises, the campaign begins. And many of our fans show up at daybreak and leave at the end of the evening, right? So to me, the ominence of that is the love of the legacy of the school. Remember that everybody that plays at our level is playing for something greater than themselves, which is the legacy of the last 100 years that the guys played before them. Right. You know, and there's nothing like knowing that you're now one of that long line, the great long line, as they've said. I mean, that's really true, and so it's exciting, and people are energized, and anything can happen in a college football game.
That's what makes it exciting.
Unlike the NFL, you can pretty much anything can happen in a college football game.
See, he's getting excited. I feel the excitement. Look at, listen. I love talking to you. I mean, I could spend days with you. I just enjoy waking up in the morning, being at camp around the plays. You're smelling the grass in the morning. People are walking. The cleats are cracking on the concrete. There's no feeling like that. If you've never experienced high school, college football, we're not even talking NFL level. We're just talking high school, college. The experience that you have, the friends you make, and Coach Tom, athletic director, I just want to thank you for a great interview today.
Thank you, Mike.
And once again, this is Miami Mike. We're with NUCSports.com, NFLDraftBible.com, and Defiance Water. This is Tom Bowen, the athletic director of Memphis. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Miami Mike, we are here live in Rhode Island at the AAC Media Day. Oh, baby, game on.